All right, man. So let's get into it because we got some stuff to talk about.
We got some stuffs, man.
So
Stuffs.
I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to give context as to where this question came from. So the question is, are we as men conditioned or programmed to just accept things thrown at us in relationships? Now, so I was watching, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but it was Dion Cole has a series on Stars called, was it, Will? Average Joe.
Oh, that shit was probably kind of good. I ain't finished watching
It is pretty good. I won't lie. It is pretty good. Now, some stuff happened in the show or whatever. Now, Dion Cole's wife says, get that body out of my garage, right? So, as it pertains to the show, from what I gathered from the show, Dion Cole is the breadwinner. Dion Cole's character is the breadwinner of the show, of their family, and the wife barely has a job. Because if I recall correctly, she was saying, I can go back to work and pick up some part-time or whatever, right? So, in a lot of cases, I'm sure we've all heard this, where when it comes to certain aspects of the relationship, when it comes to the house or whatever, women in particular say, my house, my kids, my kitchen, whatever.
Sound like R. Kelly song.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
it.
You know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Woman's work.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But are we programmed to just accept that and overlook the fact that she's taking ownership of something that, in this case, and in a lot of cases, the husband is paying for? Whereas, and you know, a lot of people would say they're married, that money is both of theirs.
It's like both of ours.
And in my to legally, yes. You know, when two become one, when people get married, whatever, right? But I think that very thought process has become a scapegoat or a cop-out for, in most cases, not most cases, in a lot of cases, for the wife to not do anything, not contribute significantly financially to the household, but still take ownership of things. So the question is, based on that, are we programmed to accept it? And if a man stands up and says, hey, this is mine, is he wrong?
You know what? Let me hear an older brother's perspective. Owen, you know what I mean? Because he may, you know, come with all the years of wisdom, you know, this brother has, right? He has 40 years of wisdom and some months, right? You got that 4.0 wisdom, right? That grade A wisdom.
YNs ain't shit, boy. You hear me?
We learning. We learning from the ONs. You know what I'm saying? We're a byproduct of y'all.
When you first asked the question, I didn't think about it like that. But as you say it like that, I think both parties did that. Because a guy will say, this is my house too. A guy will say, I don't think about the kid thing. He'll say, these my kids. Yeah, but a guy will say, this is my shit too. This my this my that. It's just, I think it's a thing that most of those do. I didn't really think about it in that frame of mind that you put it in. But yeah, I think women do say, this is my this is my that. These are my kids this, and this is my kids that. Now, like you know, we always say, it's not everything is not in absolutes. All women do not say that. It's some that catch themselves, and it's some that don't say in that mind frame of anything like that. But from the question you asked, from what I was thinking about, I will say yes, we are conditioned just to accept things, you know, and just to be like it's cool. And I will go to the mind frame of like this, right? You always hear women say, man, I'm kind of tired. Like if the man is the breadwinner, if it's like going normal traditional roles like it, you know, used to be back in the day, where it used to be like the woman used to take care of the house, the woman used to take care of the kids and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. You will always see women talking about, man, I need a break. I'm emotionally drained. I'm this, that, and the third. But you never hear a man say, I'm tired of paying these bills. Can I keep some of my money for myself? Mm-hmm. I don't want to pay that this month. You never hear a guy say that. Mm. And if he do say that, guess what he is? He's sassy. You acting like a little bitch. You doing this, you doing that. And that's where it come from. But a woman can say she's tired, she need a break, the kids are getting on her nerves, the kids are doing this, y'all don't ever clean up behind yourselves, you know, I clean up this, I clean up that, you know, just study going about what she does. but it don't say nothing about what the man does when he has to pay these bills. He's going to work when he don't want to go to work. You know he tired of his boss, but he can't like just quit and leave because he don't have no backup plan. He still got a family he got to provide for, so he's going to keep going to work regardless. So that's why when you first sent the question, that's what I went to. I didn't go from the mind frame of what you're talking about, which is kind of considerably too, because we are conditioned to just accept things and not really say anything about this and about that, but also to each his own. It's to your relationship too. What Spaces might do in his relationship, I might not do. What Jay Everyday might do in his relationship, might accept, I might not accept. What I'm accepting in my relationship, Jay Everyday might not accept. Spaces might not accept. You feel me? So it's all to each his own when it comes to relationships and that. But when you ask the question and what you ask, I will say yes, most definitely. We are, as men, considered to just to accept stuff and just do this. You know, mom get all the credit. They never really mention dad. Mom get all this. Mother's Day coming up. Guess what? We all right here, right now, trying to find something to do for our mothers and the mothers that we got in our lives. Right or wrong. Flower shops finna go up 20 to 30% on these flowers.
You don't get no flowers on Mother's Day.
You feel me? All this stuff is finna go up and finna do, just like with Valentine's Day too. Shit go up.
No flowers on Valentine's Day.
You feel me? So all this stuff is going in that sense of Mother's Day brunches. They don't have no Father's Day brunches. They don't have no Father's Day, none of that shit. You get a tie and a toolbox to go fix shit that we broke. You feel me? But when Mother's Day come up, they have jewelry on sale. They have cars on sale. They have clothes. They have everything on sale. Only thing be on sale for motherfucking guys.
Tools and lawnmowers.
Lawnmowers, socks. It be some cologne. They have some decent cologne sometime on sale. I'm not got to give them that.
Mom, may I ask you a question then? Whose fault is that?
It's ours for accepting it.
Accepting it, right?
Yeah, it's ours.
Yeah,
it's ours.
Yeah, I would. Mm-hmm.
It's ours for accepting it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a fucking pair of socks and be like, oh, but you deep down you're like, damn, that's what the motherfucker got me. That's what you think of me. Yeah, but you accept it. Then you're not looking for no change.
Yeah,
so the next year when you get a pair of drawers or something like.
Yeah, it's kind of you. It's kind of you. You're right. You do accept it.
Yeah, I you know what? I basically kind of agree with y'all. I think that I think that we as men we got to stop accepting those things. You see what I'm saying? Are we taught to? What was it again? Real quick.
The question?
Yeah. I just want to just be clear.
Are we conditioned or programmed to accept the things that are thrown at us in relationships?
Yeah, I think we are. It just depends on, but you can always combat that through your experiences, right? You know when something really probably ain't naturally right,
yeah,
right? So just because you kind of condition something, you always innately you always try to combat that. It's like, man, something's off about this. Yeah, so I feel like that eventually you could be like, and I feel like they program men to be basically simps, right? True. We live in a society
because your mama tell you that too,
right? So you kind of programmed to be a simp, and naturally you kind of want to just combat that. Like you don't want to do that. I wouldn't have a problem with a woman saying this is my house, but because I know I'm gonna say this is my house, right?
That's what I was just saying. I was saying,
but most of the time, if a woman says this is my house, it's probably because you moved in her shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never heard a woman really say like we moved in together, right? Or this is my house or my name on the lease and she moved in. I've never heard a woman say this is my house. This is my shit. Right? No, normally you moved into her shit and this is her house. Right?
Normally it's a Section 8 house though, but
whoever house it is her shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a joke.
I feel you, but you know what I'm saying? That's her shit. Mm-hmm. The kids, a lot of times, that might not even be your kids. A lot of times they hitting you with these my kids, you probably want to go get a DNA test. Because they definitely hers. You the maybe. Anytime a woman hits you, well, these is my kids.
All right, well, let's go check and see.
All right, yeah. Get a cotton swab and swab them while they sleeping. Take them right up to the lab court.
Yeah, and then I've definitely heard that on a few different fronts. I think, just like Maul was saying, in that situation, if a man were to say that to a woman, then he would be looked down upon. He would be saying, well, you're toxic, or just because you pay the bills here don't mean you can take ownership over everything. We both live here. And then they want to start pulling the paperwork as far as both our names are on this.
Would you have that conversation with a woman though?
What?
Well, like she, you know, because I feel like a woman has to, if she start pulling out paperwork and shit like that, like you didn't know this is the type of woman you're dealing with.
That's true too.
You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta kind of vet these brides before you start moving in with them. I mean, this shit don't really be happening overnight.
But
There's always signs.
But that's the case too. When you let motherfuckers just do what the fuck they want to do. Like I always say, you can't do it, man nor woman. I don't care how much of a man you say you beat your chest. I don't give a fuck how much of a woman you say you beat your chest. When you're in a relationship, you cannot be doing what the fuck you want to do. I'm a representation of you. You're a representation of me. We have rules and regulations. You don't be out there acting a fucking ass, out here twerking and doing all this. No, that's you're not a thought. You're a mother. You're a wife. You don't do all that. Now, in the bedroom with me, okay, that's different if you're in an uncomfortable home. But you out here just doing that and this, like, and then when you tell them that they can't do this and they can't do that, oh, you're controlling. No, I'm not controlling. It's rules and regulations that go on around here. And when you're that guy, and I don't mean to be tooting no horns and nothing like that, motherfucker gonna fall in line regardless. Because they see how your life is going. If your life ain't going and hitting no shit as a guy, why would I be looking at you and anything like that? But if your life is going in the right trajectory and you got something going on for yourself, you got your credit going on right. You're not sleeping with your mama, and not sleeping with your mama in that sense, because I know that's how people would take it. But you're not sleeping with your mama. You don't live with your mama at her house. You feel me? You got your own crib. Yeah, you got your own crib. They gonna sit up there and fall in line. It always happens. You can't sit up here and tell me where people are. I get mad when men always say, these women don't submit. They don't listen. They don't do this. Nigga, they not listening to you. That's the point. Because you ain't hitting on nothing. You ain't got nothing going on. When you got something going on, people fall in line regardless. Men, women, and different kids, whatever. They follow who, they sense that. They sense the leader. So they're going to follow that.
Mm-hmm. So I don't disagree, right? I don't disagree. When I hear most people, not you, because I know exactly what you mean, and I agree with it. When I hear a lot of people say they're just going to fall in line based off of how you're moving,
yeah,
that sounds to me like they're justifying not having a conversation about how things should go.
What you mean? How this thing gonna go? What you should not be doing? What you should be doing?
Yeah, because I think for me, I like to communicate.
Yeah,
I like to be specific on what is and is not to be expected. Yeah. I don't believe in what they say, reading between the lines and all that. No.
Yeah.
Because what you define as reading between the lines will be different than what I define as reading between the lines. So we need to have a conversation specifically on what is going on with our situation. The truth is, in Deion Cole's situation, a lot of guys' situation, the person that's paying the most is the person that it's most likely the person that has the ownership.
That's the person that kind of most of the time, I'm gonna say all the time, most of the time have the last say. Because we're gonna have a conversation. I don't give a fuck how much of a leader you is. I don't give a fuck how much of an alpha you say you want to be. I don't care about none of that stuff. When you're going through stuff and you're in a relationship, you're married, you got a girlfriend, when you're serious about a woman, when you're about to do something, you're going to run it past your partner. I didn't say get their approval or anything, but you're gonna have a conversation like, oh, this is what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, absolutely, conversation.
Just like when I went from working the while I was working the shift to working the other shift, it's gonna be an adjustment now. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be coming home late. I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing that, and we have the conversation. Mm-hmm. I didn't say I was considering overall asking for permission, but I'm asking like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Are you going to be cool and comfortable with this?
Right.
How are we going to adjust this? How are we going to adjust going forward?
Exactly.
This is how this is going to go.
Yeah, having a conversation.
Yeah, it's just having a conversation. You shouldn't be blindsiding your partner with stuff you just automatically just go and do.
Absolutely. Oh, 1,000% agree. 1,000% agree. Have a conversation. And now that's not to living in reality about it, right? Not every single thing that needs for a decision to be made will be conversed, right? Yeah. Sometimes you're gonna have to have the point where it's like, all right, I don't have time to have a conversation with you right now, or right now was not the time for us to have a conversation about it. we just have to navigate through the waters afterwards.
And then especially if you're moving toward bettering something for y'all. If it's something for y'all and you're looking at it from there and you're not coming at it with a malice, you can explain everything later if it's something for y'all.
Didn't we talk about that like last week? I think it was when it was it was a lady saying she wanted to go on vacation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to go on vacation and he was trying to better them to better their financial situation overall.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to leave him or whatever she said because she said she's going to go on vacation by herself.
Yeah, but now
that's what I'm talking about, right?
That deserves a conversation.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, when we're doing something that you want to happen for, I guess it seems like for you all down for it. Let's put our money together and make it work. But when I say, all right, we need to do a little something different, you say, all right, I'm gonna take the money that I put in then.
But you know, when also too with that situation, I don't think she trusts his leadership that much neither. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think she really trusted his leadership like that.
That's a thought process, yeah.
Because if you trust his leadership, he'll be like, okay, babe, we can do that, but I still need a vacation. I still need to get away. I still need, some time to do because I'm overwhelmed. I need some relief.
Right.
You wouldn't just be coming talking about you going by yourself and fuck him. Because that's essentially what you said.
1,000% agree. But yeah, that's what I think when it comes to that situation. And like Jay said specifically, conversation needs to be had. And the truth about the situation needs to be put into place. The truth is the person that's paying 51% or more is owner.
I wouldn't go that far because if y'all legally married, y'all both own that shit. They finna split this shit down the middle.
Well, that's because most often the woman is the person that makes less in the relationship.
But you still gonna get it's still 50%. I mean, y'all gonna get that down the middle anyway. Y'all get divorced. She's taking half.
And that's my point. That's my point.
Don't matter.
That's my point. That's what I'm like. Worst case scenario in the case of the Deion Cole show, he's the absolute majority. I say breadwinner, the person that's paying the absolute majority of the bill. She's paying little to nothing. They get divorced, and now she gets half of what he. What?
Well, you probably want to be mindful. You probably don't want to get married. Got to see if marriage really benefits you.
True.
So, maybe you could do something else.
Welcome to another episode of